Well, I'm asking you what kind
I'm
of
a forensic nurse. If
Okay.
you've been sexually assaulted, I would do a rape kit. If you had been physically abused, I would take.
No,
your
I told you that
history.
I told you that I'm getting violated by
I
the
would
government.
take your history
But
and I would write it down.
the sexual
and then
assault.
I
The
would-
sexual assault. I already told you that I'm getting violated by the government. They stopped my car, keeping me from my daughter. I had assault. I can't use the bus.
I
The
can't do
stimulus
anything with
check.
any of
That I'm a
that.
government witness. You
I
know.
cannot do anything with any of that.
Okay. So
That's
I don't know
not-
why they called you in here. You said that they called you in here.
They did this when you got here. Let me just explain.
Okay, and you didn't get a witness protection. No, can you get with me witness protection? Parkland victims intervention.
All of that's done with the police department. Okay.
All of it.
Oh, but you said that if their police department isn't investigating and they're all over the place here, and I think that that's what they're doing is they're enlisting places to be pathological lies and keep me from assistance. So now when I go to hospitals, I'm mistreated and people don't give me services that they give everyone else.
Ms. Clark, what services would you like?
I would like to know how, if you heard my situation and how I'm getting violated, what can be done.
I don't know because that doesn't fall under.
Okay, well, let me speak to, can she speak? If she's a victim's advocate?
She can.
Okay, that probably would be more helpful. Okay.
So again, what are you looking for? What services are you looking for?
You are You're
We're
refusing
not
to tell me?
refusing.
You're not letting her,
clear.
you're not letting her speak?
No.
I'm very sorry. We work together as a team.
Right, but I did ask if she could speak the
I
victim's advocate because you
apologize.
said that you weren't able to.
I apologize.
Okay, and the police are all over the place and they're typically enforcing for me to not get services, the flea abuse they're enlisted in.
Okay.
But anyway,
Yes, ma'am.
so what can you do to help? You heard my situation, how the police brutality, how they're abusing their power and all my environments to leave me in abuse and have people pathologically lie to me and pretend like there's no way that I can get out of abuse that I've had to endure several years, like almost 7 plus. So what can you do regarding my situation?
Yeah, let me ask you this. Have you spoken with like patient relations with the police department that you're concerned about?
I'm asking what you can do as a victim's advocate.
Right, and that's something I could provide for you is the number for you to call.
But I wanted to know how you can advocate for me and give me services and protect me from crooked police. What kind of advocacy do you give women that's not me? Maybe that'll help.
So here's what I do.
Okay.
Whenever a patient does come in and they're reporting an assault, sexual
Yeah, and I told you about the assault, and I asked you if you wanted to sit the video and was disregarded and distracted because I was trying to pull up the video where the bus driver assaulted me, and I told you multiple bus driver schemes, so I can't use transit, and that was just a couple days ago. So if there's,
I thought you were talking to her,
oh,
but you're looking at me.
I just get to have abuse.
You got sidetracked, didn't you?
Oh, okay. I don't know. Psychological abuse all over the place, reporting abuse all over the place.
Let's start here. Bus assault. That's what I'm hearing. When did this happen?
I looked up the day. I was looking up the date and got distracted. I think it was the 8th.
The 8th?
Yes, it's on the YouTube channel, and you have the channel.
Okay. Did you report that assault to the police?
They don't do law enforcement for me as I instructed to you.
Okay.
Okay. Do you want to report it to the police?
We have a conundrum because if the police are enforcing my abuse and I can't get in witness protection and every party is denying me assistance, I don't really know where to go.
So let me ask you something.
And you said that I was talking to you again, and then you're talking to me again. So.
I am, because I'm the nurse and it's part of my job.
Okay.
Is to inquire and ask questions so that I can help you in the best way I possibly know how.
Okay.
So, as we both have tried to explain to you, if you want us to report it, we'll be more than glad to.
But I'm asking what the victim's advocate does, and then you interrupted and then said, so what do you do? Do you have like a brochure of what Parkland's victims intervention? Because if the police aren't investigating the reports, I thought you guys called them. I thought you guys advocated for me.
Correct. And that's why I was asking the date of the assault. Now I need an address of where that bus assault happened.
That happened at the Parkland station.
Parkland station.
Yes.
Okay.
So they were parked by the 378 bus stop. She wouldn't go to the bus stop, her own bus stop. She wanted me to walk with my bags. And then the bus went out of service with me riding it. But it's happened multiple different times with me being trapped on trains and buses and them going out of services and wouldn't let me out.
Okay.
Taking me to the garage in the middle of the night, forcing me to sleep outside.
Okay. So, Ms. Clark, the Parkland station is where this happened.
But there's multiple, and there's like a lot of different abuse and police brutality on my channel that you can witness.
Yes, ma'am.
But the police department is always in my environments, making it impossible for people to be authentic and actually have an interest in helping me. Oh, you notice you're looking at my phone. A lot of people do that.
And Ms. Clark, and you said that Since this did happen in Dallas and you notified me as the advocate, that's what I'm supposed to be doing, correct? Is filing a police report, which is something I can do. However, it's going to be your decision. It's not a decision
I'm
that
just
I can
asking.
make.
I'm not being heard on what the advocate does. For years, the advocates refused to advocate for me and tell me what they do. And I thought in a conspiracy that was a felony charge. But advocates are always dishonest and won't tell me what advocates do. They want me to know what an advocate does, so that's their alibi for denying me of services.
And I'm
They
sorry.
demand that I tell them what I want,
Okay.
so instead of telling me what they offer, what
And
they
Ms.
can
Clark,
do.
and Ms. Clark, so what I'm hearing is you would like an advocate.
Uh huh.
As an advocate, the services I can provide is contacting the police on your behalf and saying, hey, I have a patient here that I am advocating for that can come up to that is here at Parkland Hospital that wants to make a report.
That's all you can do.
Correct.
Period. Okay, so
Correct.
you don't help a person. I thought you said initially that you can help calling the police department and make sure that they're investigating reports.
So we don't make sure that they investigate reports.
You just said that you did.
We contact them
Yeah.
so that way they
Yeah.
can figure out if they are going to investigate.
Yeah,
So
that's
we
what-
call them.
Yes, that's
So
what
yeah,
I'm.
That's
Okay, you
what
didn't
I
say
can do
that.
for you.
Yeah, and then what about protection orders?
So I have information in regards to how you can file for.
I thought you went with the party to get protection.
No,
You just
ma'am.
leave her isolated, no support system. Do you know anyone that will support the? Because you know the main reasons a person stays in abuse,
Mhm.
the lack of shelter and the lack of support system. By you having this position, I'm sure that you're aware of how vital those are. The government is aware of it, so they blacklisted me from all shelter, all support, even friendship. Cars speed up like they're going to hit my friends, and then they deny law enforcement for all of it. So they're isolating me deliberately and having all these people who have pathological lies all over the place and think that I'm stupid. And then I believe that it's impossible for 7 years to flee abuse while they're actively here and always in my environments where I'm getting deprived of services. And if it's too incriminating, hospitals are really typically a problem for the police department. That's why they have to guard, because there's mandatory reporting. You commit a crime with these positions if you don't report.
Right.
So that's why they
as
have
an
to guard.
advocate,
That's why they have to
Ms.
guard
Clark.
hospital staff and enforce that they don't report crimes that they're actively committing while I'm present.
And Ms. Clark, as a service provider, as an advocate, I don't do anything that you don't want me to do. Same for Ms. Jen here.
We're just
So-
reflecting on exactly what you can do as an advocate, a crime victims compensation advocate, which
So
is a
for
serious
one, just call the
position.
police.
Okay, and then what
Would
else?
you like for me to do that?
Well, if the police are my bullies, we're calling my bullies to do a report, but we can see what happens. Then after that, then what can you do?
So then there is a patient relations line. So let me explain to you what that is. The Dallas Police Department, if you have any grievances,
That's how you help.
No, I'm going to give you. The phone
I only
number.
want the number. You want to force me to call numbers on my
I'm
phone?
not going to force you to do anything.
I think that there's a disconnect. Are you actually trying to sabotage my ability?
No, ma'am.
The crime of conspiracy to violate rights,
No, ma'am.
scheming to keep me from services. So I'm not quite sure on what direction to take, because you are a victims intervention program.
Correct.
That's your position. So your only thing that you're willing to do is call my bullies out to do a report. That's it.
Not willing to do. If you would like for
That's
us
the only
to.
thing that you'll do as an advocate, period.
Correct.
Is call my bullies
police
out.
If you would like us to.
But all the
It's your
other
decision.
job tasks you're refusing to do, period.
What's my other job task?
You don't want me to know, and you came here to help?
Well, no, I provide services. I provide a resource package.
Can you provide shelter? Because
We do not.
you don't
We
provide
give the
shelter.
information, and it
Do
would be a
you-
homeless shelter,
A homeless shelter to
Yes,
flee
ma'am.
abuse? Okay.
unless it is a domestic violence partnership. Then in that moment, I can give you domestic violence resources.
I'm sorry. Interruption.
Sorry about that. I can give you homeless shelter options unless you are a victim of domestic violence. So I do have domestic violence shelter options for you if you would like that. But you have to be in a current abusive relationship, like partnership.
Yeah, that's who's setting it up. Some stalker that I met online that we had an online relationship with. I saw a couple times in person. So that is someone that's setting it all up. He's supposed to, I don't know what exactly he does for a living or what's been going on with my life. But imagine that until someone gets the police under control, I'm going to continue to get denied services, even though it's a felony charge. because they're supervising each environment, and they're having for year after year. I get conned that no one can help, period, on the planet, leaving me in abuse, a substantial amount of abuse year after year, actually taking my freedom, trying to flee abuse. 21 times my freedom has been taken. So I don't believe that that's all you can do. And first, well, if you want homeless shelters, you didn't, try to get witness protection out here.
Well, Ms. Clark, witness protection is done through the police. That's not done
Oh,
through
so
the
are you going to
advocate.
advocate if they deny it? And where's the mandatory reporting that you have to do?
I'll ask you if you would like for us to report.
Your mandatory reporting. If you see that the police, I'm telling you that police are violating me, and you see the YouTube channel.
So that would be through patient relations. I don't know everything that you've experienced, Ms. Clark. We're
I just
getting this
told you,
information.
and you
Correct.
came as a victims intervention
Correct.
program,
So we assist
worker.
with giving you services as well as providing you with resources that you have to connect to
On your own. So
Correct.
that is making me connect with them out of my own. I don't get them. People want me to call numbers and blatantly lie that there's no placement. And like I've already addressed, that the number one reason a woman stays in abuse is she doesn't have shelter and a support system. And if you enlist the government to enforce that year after year, I just have to establish enough evidence to prove that that's what's repeatedly going on. Until something's done. Because I don't believe as a party that you help with violent crimes, people that has had violent crimes committed, and the only thing that you're willing to do in that position is just call the police and send them to a homeless shelter, and their lives are in jeopardy.
Not just into homeless shelter. You did finally disclose that you were experiencing domestic violence.
I told you I was a government witness, and I had multiple different false arrests. I couldn't get my COVID stimulus and corruption, food stamps. You know about all that. You know about the South, that I can't use transit. Police are actively here now all over the place, like Fort Knox. And they used to actually guard my rooms. And then people act strange all the time when the police are around, armies full of people. So you're currently witnessing that. And then you have your mask on.
I have not witnessed.
Well, you see police all over the place at this hospital.
getting
I've seen them,
information
multiple
that
different police.
I'm giving, the only information I know is what you gave us here today, okay? You listed out everything for us. What we can do for you is contact the police if you would like us to, okay?
So basically, you're denying services.
No,
Because you
ma'am.
did say something about a homeless shelter to flee
Correct.
abuse
And
that
I'm
the
gonna
government's
give you
listening.
that.
But you don't want me to get in
I'm
witness
going down the
protection.
list
But once
of what
again,
I can
you
do.
help people that have had violent crimes that happen to them as well.
Correct.
So you just give them homeless shelters, and then you
Correct.
That's what we do.
That's what
you
we
can
do.
just give them homeless
We both
shelters.
do that.
Okay,
Give them
She is
homeless
my
shelters for people that have violent crimes.
domestic violence shelters. Usually, I'm more so concerned or connected with the support network of that person. So that's how I connect patients with their families, their friends, so that way they're not having to go to a homeless shelter. So yes, that's usually what
A lot of
I would
people
do.
say that, but they're saying it because someone has already instructed them that my family's scared to be around me, and that's
I
the
don't know
alibi for
anything
denying me
about
shelter.
that.
I think you do. That's the alibi for denying me shelter and housing. If I'm asking for shelter, why would you direct me to go to family and friends?
No, this is the first time I'm hearing you say anything about your family.
I
and them
said
having
shelter.
concerns. Okay, and I
And
can
then
give
you told me
shelter
homeless
information.
shelters.
I
I
can
said
give you
shelter,
Is there
and then you
anything
said
else you need besides a shelter? Is there something
I'm asking once again, and we keep distracting and deflecting. If you're helping
Well, we're
people
not
that
getting anywhere. We need
I
to
think the
make
feds
a,
need
we
to.
need to make a plan of care. Let's put a plan of
Okay,
care
we're
together.
distracting on the fact that if she helps people that are suffering, fleeing violent
She can
crimes,
only do what Parkland allows
I don't
her to
understand
do.
why she would instruct them to go to a homeless shelter.
You need to talk to Parkland, who makes the policies on what we do
So-
in our roles.
Yeah.
Okay,
And I
so
can provide
people
you with
fleeing for
services.
their life for violent crimes, you instruct to go to a homeless shelter and call the police and just leave them in it.
I provide the services. Whether
What are the
people accept
services?
it or not is up to them.
So providing
So
asking.
domestic violence shelters, homeless shelters. If you don't have anywhere else to go, if you can't contact family or don't have any support network,
I can't get it because the police guard it like they're doing here.
Okay.
And then everybody's dishonest with me and lies about services and scams any way they can to keep me from services everywhere I'm at. I'm only one party. I can't stop armies full of people racking up charges for themselves. So no one's ever. The people keep lying about the witness protection. When I was there, they gave me a criminal trespass for trying to get in witness protection. So it's not going to happen until someone's more powerful than me. I need to calm down, see that this is sick, and does something about it. So I can talk to Kingdom Come. Police are here and enforcing that no one helps me. So it's not going to happen. It hasn't happened in all these years.
Do you want us to call the police, honey?
I don't know. You're advocate. I'm allowing you to advocate for me. I told you about my abuse. There's mandatory reporting on both of you guys' side. So you have to report. So however you want to do it.
So, Ms. Clark, when it comes to assault, it's your decision whether you
I'm
want
telling
to
you,
report it.
and you
Yes.
You have
advocacy.
to say yes or
You
no.
have to say yes
whether
or
you
no.
I
want
don't
us
know.
to
I want
report.
you to report.
Okay.
I thought you had to not commit a crime, a misdemeanor charge.
Wrong.
You don't
she
have to. You
wants
can hear about
I
crime.
will call the Dallas PD and report that on August the 8th, you were mistreated by a bus driver at our bus station.
Okay,
Is that correct? If you
no.
would give me more details, then I wouldn't sound crazy when I called them.
Okay.
I
Well,
want to
look.
be able to give them the proper details
Okay.
so they will
You have.
send someone
You
else.
forgot about. I'm a government witness.
No,
You
ma'am,
forgot
I didn't
about.
forget about that.
Yeah, you
But
forgot.
this is the only recourse that Parkland has given me. I work for Parkland, and Parkland says if someone comes in and this is what they want, this is what you can do, and this is only what you can do. So if you would like me to report,
Oh, so you can't. You have to protect the police.
no,
No,
ma'am,
ma'am.
no,
Oh,
ma'am,
okay.
no, ma'am. I work for Parkland. I don't work for the police.
Okay. So
I work for Parkland.
a pivotal. I
Hospital.
think the police set up for the bus driver to do that. Therefore, cover for it.
Well,
So
I
want.
can't help what you think. I can only tell you what Parkland allows me to do.
Oh, so the Parkland is
I
requiring you
would
to
be
cover
more
for the
than
police.
glad to call the police for you.
Okay, I'm just trying to get clarity. So Parkland's requiring that you
Gotcha.
cover for the police.
No,
No.
no, ma'am. Parkland would never allow me to cover up any type of a crime.
Mhm.
Okay.
We are.
Okay. Well, then you did not add the place.
Establishment of integrity.
Okay. Well,
And
you
have been for over 100 years.
you didn't add the fact that police are violating me and I can't get my stimulus
I
check
don't
and
know that for a
financial
fact,
abuse.
ma'am,
You have the
because
YouTube channel.
I have not been privy to any of that.
Oh, so now if you
I
hear
only know
abuse,
what
it has
you
changed.
have told me today.
Okay, so
And I
now,
will be glad to share that with the police if you would like me to.
yes.
It's a simple question, yes or no. And you just said yes, so
Yes.
I will call the Dallas PD. Is there anything else we
So
can
that's
do
how
for
you report crimes the police department's committing in the Dallas
If it
PD?
happened in the Dallas Metroplex,
It happens. I'm
yes.
targeted. It happens all over.
You said it happened right over here at the Parkland bus station.
Are you covering for it or are you trying to
I
help?
will be glad to call
Are
them.
you
Is
actually
there
covering for it or
anything
trying to
else
help?
you need from me?
I'm not quite sure if you're covering for it or trying to
I'm
help
not
because if
covering for
my abuse,
anyone.
my
I'm
help,
covering for you.
if my
You
help is covering
are
for
my
crimes, I'm not
concern.
going to go anywhere.
You're my concern. at
Okay,
this time.
well then that there's multiple different police that are involved in my abuse, so I'm not quite sure if I'm safe calling the police.
At
And
this
I thought
point in
that's,
time, I am going to report the August 8th situation.
but you won't
in
report
which
what the
you
police are
said
doing?
that at the Parkland station, you were forced to sleep outside and no one would help you there. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to call the Parkland police.
You misunderstood. That's not what I was saying.
Well,
in
then
the past,
please, don't be so evasive. Give me some better details.
Better
What
details, it's my
happened
fault.
What happened
my
on
fault.
August the 8th?
Yes, so
What happened on August the 8th at the Parkland station?
well,
You mentioned that one
I'm not able to
specifically.
speak.
You are. I just want you to know what I need from you so that I can help you to the best of my ability.
Am I able to
And
speak?
what I need at this moment is the details of what happened on August the 8th.
It's
at the
like I'm being
Parkland
railroaded in my conversation.
No, ma'am.
It's like federal
You can
charges
speak
and
now.
conspiracy
Tell me.
charges. Okay,
On
so
August the 8th.
so you're controlling my report. I thought that was kind of criminal. If you're
Nothing I'm doing here is criminal.
I thought trying to control someone's report and
Please
corruption was
tell me
criminal.
What happened on August the 8th?
I'm not able to tell you the whole thing. You have to control my report.
No,
I thought
you
tampering
can
with
tell
evidence
me
was
the-
a felony. I'm
you
not
can
quite
tell
sure
me
with your
all of it if you
position.
like.
Yeah, I would. So the whole thing of it is, like I informed you, I was trapped on trains and buses, and then
Trapped on trains and buses. I'm
Yes.
gonna write this down.
Okay, and then the police removed me, and then came from nowhere when after I got off a train and arrested me from using transit.
Hold on, I can't write as fast as you can.
I've already went over this with you, and then you misunderstood and then blamed me for it.
I'm not blaming you, honey.
Okay.
I'm here to help you.
Okay.
I want to help you.
Okay.
So you've been trapped on trains.
So
and
you're the
buses.
victim's advocate, and you're the forensic nurse, and you're doing most of this, and the victim's advocate is just standing by. I thought that would be the main party that I need to speak with.
Who told you that?
I don't know. I've never spoke with a forensic nurse before, but it doesn't seem like you really have a legitimate interest in helping me.
Are you saying that you don't do you not need my services?
I do desperately, but I just want people that have authentic interest in helping me and not railroading me and trying to railroad my reports
I'm not
to
trying
keep me from
railroad
getting justice. Because if police are involved in my abuse and they keep on repeatedly enlisting conspirators in the abuse, I just don't get anywhere.
Okay. So tell me where we need to go from here.
So I think a better report of it is I'm targeted by the government and a government witness.
Okay, targeted by the government.
A government witness. And then the YouTube channel I have on it has evidence, and there's police all over the place here. In some kind of way, when they're present, I get harassed and denied services.
Okay.
And then they, now they hide behind the scenes. I already got denied services at another location today, denied treatment at another location.
Okay. All right. Well, I will be glad to, and it's my understanding, Ms. Clark, that you would like me, please correct me if I'm wrong, you would like me to report this to the authorities.
Who the mandatory reporting is, so you don't commit the misdemeanor crime of the mandatory reporting. Whoever you're supposed to both report that I get abused by the police department.
Okay.
And multiple different other parties in the conspiracy, which are federal charges.
We'll be glad to report that for you. Is there anything else you'd like for us to do for you today?
I'm not really getting any services, which is another charge.
Okay, so you're wanting services. What
Yeah,
type
with
of
Parkland.
service? You want shelter?
She's with Parkland Victims Intervention.
Yes, and
So
we're
she's
a
not able to
team.
speak.
We
Okay.
work together.
Oh, okay. So what do you can I want a list of the services so I can pick through them and tell you what I need?
Yeah. So, you would actually take this entire thing with you or throw whatever you don't want away. Okay. So you will take this packet with you. Okay.
Oh, look, can I see it?
Yeah.
Okay. This is what Parkland Intervention Program does.
So these are the services that we provide to our patients.
Let me see. I record my thing.
Okay.
So this Parkland's Intervention Program is going to Genesis Women's Shelter, Family Crisis Center, River. This is what you do here?
So no, these are the domestic violence.
Oh, I asked
shelters.
I wanted a list of what you guys do.
So the list that we do, we offer free counseling services to individuals.
Okay.
That's what we usually provide. Now you do have to go through a screening process, okay, to make sure that you're a good candidate for our services.
I just kind of catch 22s to keep me from services, but I didn't. You don't have brochures on what you do?
No, I do, but they're. I'm sorry.
I haven't been able to get them for years at all locations I'm at.
Brochure, unfortunately.
Oh, well, maybe I'm not allowed brochures. So if you bring me the Spanish one, I can translate it because it's better than a blank. Because most locations hire brochures for me because they don't want me to know the services they're keeping me from getting.
I don't want to hide anything from you.
So the services that you're giving me for domestic violence
shelters are on the front. Correct.
Okay, and then these are for homeless. But you're refusing to give me placement. I have to call on my own resources.
You call on your own, correct.
I call the resources on my own.
Correct.
She can't get you placement.
Yeah,
no one can.
She
interrupts.
could call them and ask them, but they're not going to say, well, Jasmine called, so we have to give this lady placement. It doesn't work that way.
Yeah, it used to before I got it. That's why I can't believe it. It all changed.
I've been here 23 years, and we've never offered placement that I know of. Now, social work might be able to offer something.
It used to be women that were fleeing abuse, people placed them in a safe environment. Now they're surrounded by pathological lies.
Social work might be able to help you.
Well,
have you spoken to a social worker yet?
The police keep interrupting it. I can try because it has never happened in several years.
I don't know. Social work, because I'm not sure. I'm not 100% privy to what social work does.
Okay.
We provide the information to you, and you would call the phone numbers that you feel like would be best.
I keep getting railroaded to call numbers. My phone's hacked, and a lot of people that are enlisting people, they tell me to keep calling numbers to get nowhere. They want me. I would like to go in person and speak with someone that puts someone in a safe environment. Mm-hmm. Can that be done?
So when it comes to domestic violence shelters, they don't just give that address out because they want to be sure that the place stays confidential for the people that are residing.
I think that these are federal charges, and someone is deliberately keeping me from safety. So I think it's just fruitless for me to repeat the same pattern of behavior.
Have you thought about reporting these federal charges to the authorities?
I did. I thought you had mandatory reporting. I thought you had to.
Ma'am, you can walk into a police station.
I can. I told you they're my abusers. They won't do law enforcement.
They won't report. Have you called?
I'm just not quite sure what you guys can do because not doing the mandatory reporting is criminal.
We tried to explain it to you, but you're not really hearing us. We can provide you. Jasmine can provide you with these resources. She cannot place you anywhere. She does not have that kind of power. Parkland does not give her that kind of power. Parkland says if people want placement.
I thought that discharging someone is a liability and the hospital could be sued if they discharging someone in homelessness. I thought they had to place you in a shelter. Did it change?
No, we've
Yeah,
never
they
had
did.
to do that.
They hospitals always did it, and people just blatantly
No,
lie to me all
that's
over the place.
Actually, that is not people. That is something that people think happens, but it doesn't.
I was told before when this first got started that
By who?
I was
told
told
you?
by hospital staff that they could not.
Hospital staff.
Yeah, that they could not release someone until homelessness when the police weren't
So where would you
supervising.
like to be released to?
I'm just saying, I don't
Do you
need
want to go
change.
to a shelter because the Salvation Army's right next door?
I just getting clarity because I was told that there was a liability and the hospital had to find homeless
Oh, I
people
gotcha.
a shelter.
I
And then
gotcha.
now it has changed so they can leave someone in a jeopardy year after year.
Gotcha. Okay.
So it
what
has changed.
Can
I wanted to get clarity, so it has changed, and now hospitals can leave someone homeless.
I would like to get some clarity.
Oh, okay.
What exactly do you want from us today?
If you're denying our services, I don't think we're getting any.
I haven't denied anything.
Okay.
I'm more than willing to help you if you will let me know what it is you need from me.
Okay. So do you see how that's a catch-22?
No, I don't.
Okay. Well, let me tell you how it's a
I haven't
catch-22.
heard you say, I need you to do this for me.
Okay. Let me tell you how it's a
Can
catch.
you put it that way to me? And that would help me.
Okay. Let me explain to you what I've experienced years. So if a person has degrees, okay, they have degrees and they have education. Okay. Throwing someone in an experience that they've never been in before in their life that is traumatic and terrifying.
Right.
Then you ask that person, what do I need to do to help you? If the person can't help themselves to get out of abuse that an army full of people are enlisted in, how in the world am I going to tell you your position if you refuse to tell me what you do?
I'm not.
So armies full of people, they demand me to tell them their position. That way I never get the services in a plan and a conspiracy.
Right.
What they're actually supposed to do is advocate and hear my story and say, well, we can do this, this, and this. But since it is a con to keep me from services, they want me to tell them what their job description is, knowing full blown, well, I don't know. That way I don't get the services for 7 years. Well, then, okay, whatever you can do, I want you to do everything that you can do.
You want me to do everything I can do?
And that's the only thing is that to call the police.
If you want things reported, yes.
I thought that if you didn't report it, it was criminal. I thought you had mandatory.
I don't even know what I'm reporting.
I've told you multiple times.
You haven't given me a specific about anything.
You have a whole YouTube channel, and I gave you dates, and then I told.
Well, I haven't had an opportunity to look at the YouTube channel, but you can be guaranteed I will.
Okay.
You have said you've been trapped on trains and buses. You've been targeted by the government. That you are a government witness in the Government Witness Protection Program.
Is denied.
You have been harassed. You've been through domestic violence at some point. You mentioned that earlier. And every hospital you go to denies you services.
Or scams to deny.
So I want you to tell me what you would like me to do with all of that information.
I thought if you don't report it, I thought it was a misdemeanor.
Is there anything else you're needing from us medically that we can help you with?
No, I guess that's it. Until people get accountability. If the police are here enforcing people don't help me and be condescending, I guess that's
here's what we're going to do.
Okay.
Jasmine and I are going to get out and we're going to go and we're going to formulate a plan.
Okay.
And we're going to I'll contact the Dallas police and let them know. And if they want to come and visit with you, they can. And I'll let the doctor know that at this point in time, there's nothing you're needing medically. Is that correct? Nothing? You're not in pain? You're not hurting? Or anything like that? You haven't been injured in any way?
No, they wanted me to get mental health treatment since I'm banned from all shelter. Okay. And the federal FBI investigates that, but won't investigate it for me. So all kind of parties lie and say that they can't place me in shelter because it's a deliberate scheme to keep me from shelter and homeless that I've been trying to prove for years. Okay. The people are deliberately keeping me homeless, which are federal charges. So anyway, all of that's going on. So I'm homeless and I couldn't get.
I'm very sorry you're homeless.
Yes. So I could not get help with substance abuse earlier. They scammed to keep me from that. So they're demanding that I get mental health treatment.
Substance abuse treatment as well?
Can you help with that?
Well, I don't do it personally, but I can let our
I would actually like witness protection, but it can't be done. People lie and say that they don't help with it.
Well, I think you have to go to the FBI for that.
There's victim witness that are people that are supposed to be getting called out, but people lie and won't do it. Mm-hmm. There's just like there's other parties they can call victim witness. That's why police have to guard hospitals because that's what I thought they were supposed to be doing, but people don't do it in my environments.
I gotcha. I'm gonna get my pen back.
Okay.
You still have. Thank you. If I'm not careful, I'll lose every one of them by the end of the day.
Uh-huh.
All right, well, we're going to go. We're going to work on putting a plan together. Thank you for letting us visit with you.
Okay.
And if you need anything, you know how to ring the bell, right?
Okay. Thank you.
Thank
Mhm.
you.
I don't know how many patterns equal an arrest. Since it is criminal, you have to scam and have a plan together to why you don't get accountability and where you just came in to spend someone's wills. And police are here supervising and monitoring everything. There's probably cameras and mics in here. These are thousands of felonies, if not way more than that. They're not playing games. So I think that there's probably a camera, this huge stakeout, sound, bugs everywhere. So that's how they can do all these interruptions left and right that I have in my descriptions. All this like the Ocean's 11 campaign to conceal criminal activity that the government's behind. That's how all that can calls from nowhere, years interrupting. I don't get my calls. So I'm pretty sure that if I get it, it's controlled and malice.